Good afternoon, this is KOCO. Chief Meteorologist Damon Lane here is your November 27th noon weather briefing. Look at these morning low temperatures that we had here in Oklahoma. Hey, it was cold this morning. I know it's still cold even when you go outside, but look at this. Alva got down to 9 degrees. Yeah, 9 degrees. As we look here across OKC, anywhere between 19 to 21 degrees low temperature. Norman, 19 degrees, Shawnee, 17 degrees, Tulsa down around 20 degrees. Yeah, these were some cold temperatures. You can see some of the coldest air really was up in northern Oklahoma, especially just east of Enid. 10 degrees for a low temperature. The winds were light this morning, but even the light winds that we had certainly created a nasty wind chill. It felt like 1 degree below zero. That was the coldest wind chill that we had here in Oklahoma this morning. 1 below in Alva. I mean, it felt like 0 just east of Enid. Our wind chills across the metro in the lower teens. Yeah, cold, cold, cold. That was the main weather story. As we look across the United States, what we're seeing right now, we are seeing a storm system that's digging across the Ohio Valley. We're kind of seeing two storms here phasing together. One that is just in eastern North Carolina. Then we see another that's now dropping into Kentucky. This is going to eventually move up to the northeast. But if you know anyone that's flying to the East Coast or from the East Coast today, man, they're going to have some stories to tell when it comes to turbulence out there. We're talking about moderate to severe turbulence, pockets of it extending all the way from the northeast right on down into the mid-Atlantic, and all of this red dashed area here is going to be areas of turbulent weather where we are, again, flying. If you're flying through this part of the United States or from this part of the United States, again, that seatbelt sign is going to be lit. Here across the middle of America, weather's pretty quiet. No need to worry about much in the form of turbulence. Looks like they'll turn that seatbelt sign off, and even as you head across the mountains, we'll see some pockets of light turbulence. Looking at visible satellite across the United States here, Central Plains, Midwest, we're still seeing that pack of snow on the ground from southwest Oklahoma and towards around south of Amarillo to Lubbock. Looking at a couple DOT cameras that we have here. We're looking at here I-27 just south of Amarillo. A little bit of snow on the ground as we look here into Wichita Falls. Looks like nice driving conditions through Wichita Falls. The skies are clear. Oklahoma City. This is coming in from just downtown OKC, right along Shields Boulevard. Skies are clear, and if you look into Emporia, Kansas here, the skies are clear as well. So nice traveling weather here across the Midwest and the Central Plains for this day before Thanksgiving. As we go into Thanksgiving, temperatures during the afternoon are projected to be near 50 degrees for Oklahoma. As we go down to Texas, towards around DFW, near 50, a little bit warmer out to the west, out towards around Midland, temperatures in the lower 50s, much colder up in the northern plains and the upper Midwest here, temperatures only for highs in the teens and 20s. As we go in the Black Friday here, temperatures still about 50 degrees. A few degrees warmer in Texas. Air temperatures begin to warm up a few degrees. We'll get above freezing for highs, mainly across North and South Dakota. As you go into Minnesota, Nebraska here, and in towards Kansas. As we go into Saturday, Saturday will be a much warmer day for Texas. Highs in the 60s. We'll see temperatures across OKC and just east of the metro get into the upper 50s to near 60. A little bit cooler in northern Oklahoma. And then as we go into Kansas here, temperatures in the 40s. And if you are traveling back on Sunday, looks like another storm system begins to impact the Pacific Northwest. We're going to see a cold front that's going to move across the Central Plains here, upper Midwest, and that will bring in a few very light rain showers, mainly east of I-35 and south of I-40 here. Southeastern Oklahoma, a few snow showers in eastern Nebraska as you go into South Dakota, North Dakota, and southwestern Minnesota, as well as western Iowa. And then again, we see that storm system moving in towards the Pacific Northwest, but the East Coast should be looking much better when it comes to traveling. As we go into just the middle of next week here, just to throw this out there, it looks like the southern plains will experience a very nice warm-up. Highs in the 60s and 70s, near 80 degrees in Texas, but our next shot of cold air looks to be moving in. These are going to be Wednesday afternoon temperatures. Montana, temperatures below zero. You can certainly see that temperature contrast that will be moving in across the middle of America as we start watching our next strong cold front impact the United States. We'll talk more about that coming up tonight on the news at 5, 6, and 10. See you then.